Hold on. Oh my God.
Holy What did you do?
My microphone stand broke.
Legit snap?
It like legit came apart. The piece that you like
Right. Yeah.
it completely here.
Yeah. Wow.
Hello again, friends, and welcome to another fine edition of 151. My name is Adam, and I'm joined by a man who finds new and exciting ways to hurt himself every single year. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Justin.
Hey, how's it going?
It's, well, other than breaking my mic stand.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a hell of a way to start the show.
It really was. So if you're watching the video of this, you would have just saw something right at the beginning. It was me literally like getting ready to do the show, and then the mic stand breaks. I went to tighten
Snapping
it.
in half.
Yeah. So here, hold on. I'll grab it. And that's all recording. So if you
killer!
can see,
This just killer riveting television here.
Yes, it is. So, yeah, my mic stand broke. Anyways, this is 151 The Show. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show. And we are on we're on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, Spotify, just about every channel imaginable out there. If you need to find anything else about us, 151theshow.com or this station's website.com. Sorry, the mic stand breaking has really thrown me off, and I don't know why.
It's okay. I like to click through and look at all the channels.
The Channimals?
Channels.
That sounds like something I'd find on TikTok, to be honest with you.
It does.
Which, by the way, I've completely fallen down the well that is TikTok.
I'm almost broken down to just install the app. Adam sends me all the best ones that he finds. He texts them to me, and the temptation is strong to install the app just to keep going and browsing.
Like,
so
if you want to follow me on TikTok, it's am.bsox. But I don't really post that many videos, but I just scroll through. There's so many videos I love watching. Many videos. As I start to pull it, I was going to try and find the one.
A lot of lightsaber videos.
Yeah, a lot of women dancing and a lot of politics. We'll put it in there that way too. And when I say shitty, I mean both sides of the fence and everything in between.
Oh yeah, there's on both sides of the aisle, and never believe. If you don't believe that, you are part of the problem.
And the other part about it is there's so many experts out there on it. It's crazy that TikTok is littered with so many experts. Anyways, so as we jump into the show tonight, let's backtrack to the last show. It came up on a weekend. I don't know if it was a Saturday or Sunday, but Justin and I were...
It was 2 weeks ago tonight, 2 Saturdays ago. Planned hours from showtime.
I text him. I don't know why I text, but it was one of those things where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to text him and just see how things are going and see if he's still going to be able to record, because I think we've been kind of hit or miss that week, and I was trying to get one last one in for the month. But long story short, I text Justin and, hey, we still on tonight? No.
No. At the time that you text me, I had made it 2 steps into my house. We have to rewind 4 days. I went out to Illinois for a quick work trip. Spent like a day and a half out there. Got back on Wednesday. I don't know whether I accidentally licked a doorknob in a truck stop or what happened, but by Wednesday night at 8:00 I was so sick that for only the second time in my life I was vomiting so hard it was shooting out my nose at the same time.
You talk about painting a picture.
Right. I spend 2 days just down. Saturday afternoon rolls around. The wife says, "Hey, I want to go in the office and take care of some things." You say, "Well, I've been out for 2 days. We work together." So just to clear that up. So we threw the kids in the car. We went to the office, spent about 5 hours there on Saturday afternoon. Just as we're getting home, it started to snow. Big surprise here lately in Iowa. It started to snow.
We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a few minutes.
We will. We got home. I grabbed the dog to take him outside, threw his leash on him. And as I'm stepping down the driveway, the dog's going one way. I turn because Sheena says something to me, and I turn to respond and step down and find like the only piece of ice that was left on the driveway that hadn't melted, like a hump, like 3-4 inches, with a slick, fresh, powdery snow on top of it. I step, I slip. I literally must have done like the cartoon whoop, and my feet come up, and I land on that chunk of ice on my ribs.
Which side?
Well, left.
Left.
I am not a small person. I think that's fairly apparent. Maintaining this physique, you'd think it's easy. No, being 260 takes a lot of work, ladies and gentlemen. It takes a lot of work. But when I fall, that's a lot of falling. And I landed very, very hard. Bashed my
when you fall,
bashed
the
my
earth
head,
goes,
bashed my ribs.
Oh,
right. And
don't laugh. I know it hurts.
It still does. And coughing is terrible. So get the wind knocked out of me. And then I try to take a breath, and it hurts so bad that every breath, like I take a breath in and I go, I'm yelling in pain. And which makes me gasp and take another breath, which just repeats a cycle for like 30 seconds. Sheena doesn't know what to do. She's like, "I've never heard you make noises like that before when you've been hurt." She's like, "I thought you were dying." I said, "Well, I thought I was too." Get rolled over into the snow where I'm off the driveway and off the concrete so I get my feet underneath me. She helps me back in, and I'm sitting at the kitchen table while she continues to take the dog out so that he can do his jobs, and I'm just left there because I'm the unimportant one at this point.
Yes.
And then you're texting, "Hey, are we still on?" I'm like, "No." What did I tell you? I thought at the time like I broke my ribs and had a punctured lung or something.
Yeah, it was somewhere along. I mean, I could go back, I guess, in the text
Oh God,
message.
it was agony at that point.
Okay, so fast forward. What was the actual injury? I know you went to the doctor a couple times, but what was the actual injury?
What they told me when I got my X-rays done on Saturday is they didn't see any obvious fractures. They won't rule out a hairline crack. They said whether it's a severe bruise or whether it's a crack, we do the same thing, which is nothing.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt the same over the next couple of months. So have fun with that. And by the way, we need you to do these deep breathing exercises because most likely you have a bruised lung.
Okay, I found the
way
text
you
message,
fell
by
and the
the
way
way
you're sounding. Yeah.
You said, "No, I just took a hell of a fall outside. I may have cracked ribs." I said, "Oh, man." 2
days. This is Saturday. I go in Sunday morning to get the X-rays, whatnot. I'm surviving, and by Wednesday, I've caught my youngest daughter's upper respiratory infection, and now I have a cough on top of the lung thing, and then I lost my voice.
You just can't win, man.
And then finally it took me a week, but here I am. I'm mostly back in good health. Laughing hard or coughing still is quite painful, and I'm told it will be for quite some time. But I am in one piece. I really don't know how I could have how I could have hurt myself more in the past 2 weeks than what I've done. I've been an absolute wreck.
That's too bad, man.
So,
well, we hope.
Unfortunately, your lack of entertainment was brought to you by my frail over 40 fat body.
That's all right, man. We hope you're going to be all right. We know you will be. So, real quick, just want to say a real big thank you to Mike Reyes from CinemaBlend.com. He actually filled in for you the last time around. So,
thanks, Mike.
Yep, we appreciate it. It was like, wow, Mike's just becoming a regular part of the show here.
Right.
So,
well, as I remember right last time, or when he was on with both of us, he was scheduling. So, I think maybe he's plotting all these accidents to me.
I mean, between old radio people that I used to work with and Mike, who I do a show with on the radio station now, I mean, your days may be numbered.
They very, very well be.
But you know what? I may not have to do anything at this point. You may kill yourself.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to remove myself from the equation. Don't worry about it. Just give me a chance, and I'll take care of myself for us.
There you go. This is 151. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show. Please like, follow, and share over there. We're also on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, or what's Apple's now? It's not iTunes anymore. It's like Apple Music, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Anyways, if you need anything about us, whether it's social media or actual content, 151theshow.com or the station's website. Also, do us a favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Before we get to the main topics tonight, just a couple quick hits. The big game is tomorrow.
Right.
I've seen the commercials.
The massive serving dish.
Yes. Which we could actually say the name of it because we're not promoting anything. I just don't feel like taking the risk.
It rhymes with pooper hole.
Yes, exactly. You don't care about that game, right?
Not really. I'm not a Chiefs fan. And for some reason I had that question the other day. Well, they're only 3 hours away. They're as close to a local team as we got. Yeah, I'm not a Chiefs fan. I kind of want to see Brady win.
I do too.
Just because, I just kind of want to see that dude just be like the evil guy that is like, hey, yeah, I went to Tampa. I don't have that team anymore. You still win.
Exactly.
Look, I got 7 of them.
Well, that'd be 8.
I mean, it really does put him. What's that?
I just you held up 8. You were like, I got 7 of these.
I got 7.
There you
go. I just really feel like that would be satisfying to me in some way.
I love seeing the bad guy win sometimes. And we
Right.
had that discussion one time, but by the time this gets out, the game is going to be over. I'll put the score at the bottom of the page here or on the video. But what's that?
The champions.
Yes. I'm kind of the same way with it. It's not that I don't like Kansas City. I'm just not a Kansas City fan. I love Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is great. And I think he's going to be a great face of the league in the years to come. But I'm not a Kansas City fan. And you can make the argument with Iowa where it's usually it's Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago, or Kansas City is the main ones here.
Right.
And
part of it is okay, the kid is young, he's got talent, that's not in dispute. Can he go out there and perform like a 6-time Super Bowl champion can? I mean, when everything goes wrong, Brady's it's another game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I kind of want to see how this shakes out.
The real reason I brought that up is mainly because I'm kind of interested in seeing if we're going to get any new trailers during the game. I saw the commercials. Spot Bowl puts all the commercials in one place. I don't know if you guys remember spotbowl.com, and that you can vote on what your favorite one is. But
but all of the movies, I mean, we've pretty much if we get a new trailer for all the movies, they're pretty much just going to have to show us the movie because at this point, all the movies that haven't been released yet were supposed to have been released in this time last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just kind of wondering. I'm like, I wonder if we're going to see anything cool, like maybe Space Jam. As I kind of look at the list here, maybe something new for Loki. Probably a Fast and Furious.
I think I'll be honest with you, I think there's a real limit on what Marvel can do without spoilering itself.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want to pull any attention away from what's going on with WandaVision right now.
No. You're right. But no, I was thinking about that, and it's big news, and it'll be big news.
Right.
As we kind of move along here, if you pay attention to our Twitter channel at 151 the show, you would see that it snowed again. The reason I'm bringing this up is because mainly Justin wants to talk about it.
I would like to make a public announcement.
And let's stop
people who
real
drive
quick.
in the snow.
I've been doing radio for I don't know how many years at this point. I was trying to think of a way to segue from the game to talking about the snow, and I had nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. So you know what? It. It's been snowing like a son of a bitch here. I think at one point we had more snow in Iowa than Minneapolis, Minnesota, which that doesn't ever happen.
No.
But snowed again today. Snowed again. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. It snowed like a son of a bitch the other day. Justin,
how much did you get out of that?
I don't even know at this point. Like today?
I got 4. No, the other day, the big one.
The big one, it was probably about 10, 11, or 12 inches, somewhere in there.
14 inches.
Wow.
Yeah.
That hurts in more ways than you can imagine.
It does. So I have an announcement out there for all of the drivers who go out in the snowstorms.
Okay.
If you drive a white or a silver or similarly light colored vehicle in a snowstorm with blowing snow and snow coming up off the roads and your tires, and you don't have your headlights on, you are a worthless piece of shit. You shouldn't be allowed to drive. You have no redeeming qualities to the human race. You are a waste of oxygen, and I hope bad things up into including an ongoing anal itch that you cannot get rid of haunt you for the rest of your life. That's number one. Number two,
oh God.
If you are driving on a road at such a speed in, again, these kind of conditions, and you stack up 8 cars behind you, pull the off and let the people who are actually going to drive and to get somewhere and get something done by you. Putting on your hazards does not help the situation. You are an impediment to traffic. You shouldn't be on the road. And you are all the things that I listed in example 1. You're a horrible piece of get off the road. You too.
You'd hate driving.
I'm sorry about the amount of I'm sorry about the amount of bleeping you're gonna have
fine,
to do, but that needed to be said.
No, it's fine. I get it. I'm probably overly cautious when I drive in the snow.
I was out today. I was on Highway 34. There was good visibility. We had 2 tracks of solid, good, clean pavement underneath, and we have a car in the front running 32 miles an hour, blocking everybody up. And you have a good lane, but trying to pass and do all that, and that's unsafe. Pull off, get out of the way, and don't block traffic. That's when accidents happen.
If everybody was as good of a driver as you.
No, you don't have to be as good a driver as me. Just
what
engage
though,
the brain.
You go back to the lights thing. That's a special kind of talent, because like most cars are just automatic. Your lights come on.
Right, and this legitimately was a new enough vehicle that there was an automatic position. They chose to have the lights off, and that, oh God, I was so hot about that.
Thank you for that public service announcement, Justin. We really appreciate
it. It comes from the heart, and if anybody's listening that does that, I hope you take it to heart, you piece of shit.
This is 151 The Show. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show. Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and a million other channels. Please like, follow, share, subscribe. Find everything else at 151theshow.com or this station's website.com. All right, let's get to the actual nerdum stuff, what people like. We've had about, 20 minutes of bull here between a broken mic,
Probably
more snow than you can shake a stick at, and the big game.
You know what? But it's okay because Baby Yoda is in the shot now.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get him in here. This is not a small one back there. This is my 10-inch tall. I found this guy on clearance in Cleveland, Ohio, on a work trip, and he came home with me. So
at some point,
my girls were so excited, and then they found out that Dad was keeping him.
At some point, your wife has to tell you to stop buying, right?
No, we actually passed that point a while back. I try and keep it like fairly
you have a lightsaber?
Unique. I don't. No.
Wow, that's actually kind of surprising.
Nope. That's the kind I don't buy things like that. But I get like it's a Funko. She doesn't mind the Funko. There were two of them that I found in that store. The 10-inch Baby Yoda and the Judge.
Oh, Caddyshack.
How do you not get the Judge?
That's
we're waiting. So,
you know
I
what?
try and keep it special deals or clearance or.
Does Funko do
special
custom made stuff?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I know that, I've been looking at, because of Warcraft, I wanted to get a figurine of my Warcraft guy made. There's a couple sites that do that, but I wonder if Funko do it. Thoughts for later. Anyways, as we dive into it tonight, you want to say WandaVision's the big one, right?
WandaVision is the big one, and it's going places, man.
Like when it started, well,
let's do Resident Alien real quick first, because that's limited for what we've got so far.
Okay, real quick, if you're looking for something else to watch and you're not watching, or you're watching WandaVision already, but you're looking for something else, Resident Alien on Sci-Fi is an amazing show.
Oh, it knocked out of the first episode out of the park. First, you've got the always delightful Alan Tudyk. Wash from Firefly, a million other things that you would know him from. The Dutch guy in Transformers, to
Knight's Tale.
Yeah, God, he's
Sonny and I Robot.
Oh, Knight's Tale, yeah.
A whole bunch of stuff, but basically, alien stranded on Earth, doing things, and becomes a doctor, and it's marvelous.
Yes. And he's pretending everybody except one kid sees him as a human.
Which you haven't seen the second or third episode yet, right?
No, I've only seen the first one, which I have to tell you, the best piece of writing that I have ever seen. They get the alien drunk for the first time, and he gets out on the street and he has to go home, and he's like, wow, I'll say one thing for whiskey. It's making me make awesome and intelligent choices. And never has truer words been spoken.
Oh, it's the relationship between him and the kid in the next couple episodes is just so great. It's really funny. And I'll tell you this much. Between WandaVision and Resident Alien, it's the first time in a while that I've legitimately been excited for TV.
Yes.
You know, there's shows I'll watch, you know, like you take a Star Trek, you know, Discovery, or, you know, one of these. I'll watch it. It's not exactly at the top of my priority list because I don't love it.
Right.
You know, you go back to Game of Thrones or something like that where you're ready for the next episode. And both these shows are just amazing to me. And I don't want to say too much about Resident Alien because you haven't seen the other two episodes yet. Watch it. It's great in many, many ways.
Okay.
So moving down the line to Disney Plus and WandaVision. At the time of recording this, 5 episodes are out. And if you know anything about the 5th episode, you know exactly what we're talking about when holy shit, so much happened in that it's Marvel is doing great things with TV finally.
As much as I want to talk about that $73 billion cameo, let's go back to the very beginning.
Okay, wait, one part. Do you earlier this week, and like I said, we're recording this on Saturday the 6th of February. I believe it was earlier this week, Elizabeth Olsen or somebody said that there is going to be a Luke Skywalker level cameo. Yes. Do you think the cameo that happened in the 5th episode is the cameo she's talking about?
I think it could be.
Okay.
But I
don't think it is.
I think there's more coming. I don't think that's it. I think there's more coming.
Because I remember during the summer they were saying that they had pictures of him on set.
Right.
And you know what? If you haven't watched it at this point, I'm just going to say right now, we're going to do spoilers. We're going to talk about who it is. So if you don't want to know or you don't want to know anything about it, just stop listening because we're going to dive into this.
We're going to hit it hard. We're going to spoil the shit out of this.
Yes, we are. I don't think that it's Evan Peters is his name, right?
Right.
I don't think that's the cameo.
I don't think it is either. I mean, again, it is a $73 billion cameo. It is the equivalent of, and I put this on Facebook the other night. It is the equivalent of Kirk and Spock showing up and taking the child,
yes,
and enlisting him in Starfleet. It is universe shaking, but I still don't think Evan Peters is a Luke Skywalker equivalent. If Robert Downey Jr. had walked in there, I'd say, yeah, that was huge. That was it. But I don't think that was it, and I don't think Doctor Strange, who they keep saying is going to pop up in here somewhere and connect it to, the madness, the multiverse of madness or whatever. I don't think he's it either.
There's part of me that thinks it's going to be Reed Richards. Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And even in this last episode, there's a part where she was talking about somebody that, this guy would be perfect for this.
Yeah, an aerospace engineer.
Yeah. Like, there's part of me, you know who my far off one is? Who I think who would be an awesome cameo? Is if she, really fractured the out of the reality.
Hugh Jackman.
And somebody, a buddy at work actually said Hugh Jackman. I don't think that it's him.
No, I don't think they'll go Wolverine like that right off. It doesn't make that much sense. Who do you think?
My really my wild card crazy one is she fractures reality and Deadpool gets pooped out.
That'd be funny.
And somebody was saying, I think it was actually when I was talking to Mike for the other for the radio show this week. He was like, "How funny it would be if he was like Deadpool's walking around singing WandaVision, WandaVision."
That would be awesome.
But I think they're introducing. I think this is obviously where the mutants come into play.
Right.
I think this is. I think this is where you get the Fantastic Four starting to get played with.
See, and I don't. I honestly think that. So I would think that Fantastic Four are going to drop during Spider-Man.
Yeah. Or see, that was the other thought I had. What if at the end of the thing she cracks reality and like Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire or Otto Octavius or see, I'm putting it under the guise of I'm looking down the line at what Disney is setting up, what movies they have coming out with Doctor Strange, with Spider-Man 3, and all of this stuff. It's like, okay, and what makes sense that they're trying to do. Eternals in this light doesn't exactly make sense.
No.
The reality fracturing stuff, we already know Spider-Man has a history with that, and we already know that that's going to be a plot point. So I think that puts
and Doctor Strange is, and we have the setup here. Okay,
yeah.
So we're going WandaVision, Falcon, Winter Soldier,
Yep.
Loki, and they have shown Loki like all over the place, almost looking like he's either doing time jumps or something. What if he's hopping dimensions or
that's the thing. He's already
through the multiverse.
He's already a guy from a different dimension.
Exactly, because of the time change during Endgame.
Yeah.
So we go from there, I think, into Spider-Man, then into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I honestly do look for like the ripples to get crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier until they try and fix it in Doctor Strange 2. So I mean, at this point, I think anything is on the table.
What if? Okay, let me run this by you. Because you're trying to make excitement for the upcoming movies, right?
To an extent, yeah.
What if it's not one? What if it's many?
Oh, like just start spewing out.
Like it's like a bunch of them all at once at the end, and it's everybody going,
that'd be cool.
It'd be cool and it'd be different. I don't know. I just like because what I think is going to happen is like you'll have something that's going to set up Doctor Strange coming up at the end of WandaVision,
right? And
then you're going to have in Doctor Strange, like I feel like the end scene is going to be where it's like Otto Octavius or one of the other Spider-Mans or something, which leads to Spider-Man 3. I don't know.
What's the order on that? Is it Doctor Strange and then Spider-Man, or Spider-Man and then Doctor Strange?
Pretty sure it's Doctor Strange and then Spider-Man 3.
Oh, okay.
I could look it up real quick if you want to stall for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to recap where we're at and I guess point out some of the weirdest for me in WandaVision so far. I mean, they played episodes 1 and episodes 2 pretty straightforward, 50 sitcom. Started to go off the rails in episode 3. We really started to see the disjoint between what was being presented, and we started catching these little Wanda's changing things. Everything is not as it seems, and it's being told through the lens of an unreliable narrator, Wanda herself, obviously controlling the feed. We go to episode 4 where we step outside after the twins are born in episode 3 and Monica Rambeau is ejected from the reality.
Which they're saying that's her origin story for how she got her powers. And
right.
I'm sorry.
The X-rays are blared out.
The real quick, going back to your order, it's actually Spider-Man and then the Multiverse of Madness.
Okay. See, and I think Spider-Man 3 is going to be fractured. It's going to be showing that fracturing of the multiverse, and then they're going to try and fix it.
So now, you know what? Now I start leaning towards maybe it is an Otto Octave. Now I think more it's something Spider-Man related at the end of this that pushes us towards that.
Right, but like the week after this ends, Falcon and Winter Soldier starts. So, how do you go back now and play that relatively straight if, we're 9 days, after the end of Endgame here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're technically before the last Spider-Man movie, if you think about it.
Yeah, you'd be right.
So, I mean, this is going to have some repercussions, I think. Either we've got to wrap something up here. It's going to have repercussions that we didn't really see.
So let me ask you, is the repercussions, does Scarlet Witch become the bad guy of Phase 4?
And that's something I wanted to talk about. I think as we see things start to, she doesn't know how this started.
No.
She obviously took Vision's body because it looked like Sword was experimenting, and she took offense to that.
Yeah.
She's patched him back together, but she still doesn't know how all this started. She is, to a certain extent, is confused. The only person who seems to really know that this is all make-believe and a put-on is Agatha, or Agnes, or whatever, Catherine Hahn's character in this last one, where she's like, do you want me to take that from the top?
Yeah, yeah.
She knows something's going. So here's the thing. Here's my thought on this. Let's say that Wanda is not, there's no malicious intent behind this, okay?
Okay.
Let's say that something or someone, and if I had to guess, at this point, I'm kind of thinking it's Ralph.
Mephisto?
Agnes's, huh?
Isn't that how you say the Marvel Devil's name? Mephisto?
Mephisto. Yeah, I mean...
Sorry. Fist.
Mephisto. But, Agnes keeps talking about Ralph. We never see Ralph.
Yes.
Could it be Ralph? Whoever the entity is behind Ralph puts Scarlet Witch, puts Wanda in this position, and basically, she's obviously grieving. Things are getting out of control, but I think she's being manipulated here as much as anything. And let's say that she's being an unwitting pawn in creating this hex that not only is she controlling reality, but reality now is so fractured that it's bleeding over, which leads us to our $73 billion cameo of Evan Peters as Pietro. And she calls him Pietro, not Peter. And in the X-Men continuity, he was Peter.
Yeah. Not
Pietro, because they dropped all that Sokovia stuff and then being foreign born and went straight for the, hey, it's Magneto's my dad.
See,
and he was a native.
See, that's another thing, another one that could lead to that cameo is, what if it's her dad shows up? Who was the dude that played the younger version of Magneto?
Oh God.
I know exactly who it is, but I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
Anyways, what if he shows up?
You all know out there.
The funny one that somebody said, I think it was actually Mike Reyes. He was talking about somebody that maybe at his work or whatever. They were hoping that James Spader shows up as Vision's dad.
Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Anyways, this is 151. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show. We are on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and a whole bunch of other channels. Please like, follow, and share. And don't forget, you can find all of that information at 151theshow.com or this station's website.com. No, I pinched the out of myself.
Jeez.
I don't know if...
You're such a child.
I am sometimes. I get very weird injury. I mean, it's not falling down and crushing my ribs bad,
right.
but it hurt.
It's okay. You can learn. You can learn. There's you can still come up to my level.
I'm also the guy that blew out his knee, so.
Right. You have that. You beat me in trampoline accidents, that's for damn sure.
Anyway,
so I think you can drop almost any big name that logically makes sense or is connected to from either the mutant side or anybody back into, the MCU as it stands in this context. I will say the one thing that I did point out, the dude that's in Head of Sword was very hit it very hard that in our MCU continuity, she doesn't have a weird nickname.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see the presence of somebody calling her Scarlet Witch very shortly.
Or what if she gives herself a name, or they give her a name because of what happens? Because you already had a naming already, and that was Kat Denning giving the anomaly the Hex name.
Right.
So...
Which all of her stuff is, hex magic.
Yeah, which, hey, by the way, real quick, were you kind of weirded out that Kat Denning went from political science intern in Thor to one of the leading scientists in the world that Sword brings into an anomaly? I can't talk, apparently.
I don't necessarily, if Jane Foster was unavailable, that it would be completely unreasonable on something like that to bring in, because they said Jane had become worldwide famous and was getting a Nobel Prize and something like that. And obviously Darcy's going to be right there along with her.
Yeah.
And possibly, named or credited on some of her papers. I don't think it's too much of a stretch. And I think, plot wise, it works very, very well to have that character involved in this situation.
Okay. I don't know. I don't get me wrong. I like her and I think she's a great, I want to see her and Wu become, do like an X-Files type spinoff.
Speaking of Wu, I have two things. One, did you catch the card at the beginning?
Yes.
He's obviously been learning from Scott. The other thing is, who was his witness protection, or was it witness protection or house arrest? Who was he checking on at the very beginning of this? They've never said.
That's a good question. I never even thought about that.
He had a house. Now we know his sort of level of subject is Avenger level, is Scott Lang, is who the hell's in that town that he was involved in, that he went out to check in the first place, and is that going to be the big cameo?
Maybe. I mean, going back to, who's at play here, I think you have at least three parties at play. You have Wanda and everything that she's doing, right?
Yep.
You have Sword, who I don't think, and again, I don't think Wanda's in complete control of this, but then you have Sword that's not in complete control of this.
Do you think that dude's dirty?
Who, the Sword guy?
The director, yeah. Do you think he's Hydra? Do you think he's dirty? I mean, he's a dick, obviously.
I don't think he is. I think that's too easy just to say he's the dick. But I think he has a boss. Because who ordered the hit on Wanda when they went in?
Right.
But
we also know, but by the time the next Spider-Man movie, which we've already established is after this, Fury's working with Sword out in space.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So
that's all good questions.
I can't think that Sword is a bad organization if Fury's working with them later. Either that, or we really got to look at what Nick Fury is paying attention to, because he keeps getting wrapped up with organizations that are rotten.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, I saw a thing about the director of Sword, whether or not he's good or not, and I think he's just right now.
I think so.
But it wouldn't surprise me if somebody else is pulling the strings,
right,
or advising him in a certain direction,
right.
So, because they've kind of done that already, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's a trope. I mean, we're almost sitting here expecting it, and so far they've taken everything that we were expecting and kind of thrown a curveball.
See, I think it's going to go down more of the supernatural realm, because we haven't had a whole lot of that in the world of Marvel so far. I mean, if you really kind of look at it, it's been all, in the one Thor movie where it's like, is it technology just so far advanced that it's looks like magic? We haven't had a whole lot of just the regular magic,
No.
I mean, the Infinity Stone, I get it. It's magic, but
I will say the one thing that I have decided out of watching 5 episodes of this so far that is magical, Elizabeth Olsen can carry a frickin' show, man.
Her and Paul, how great would it be to see them like just a sitcom?
Right.
They both pull it off very well. My wife and I were talking. Steph, she goes, "How are they not going to do a Full House episode?"
Well, and so I was telling Sheena, I'm like, how did they not at some point get her to be on Fuller House with Mary Kate and Ashley said they were retired and didn't want to do it? Why didn't they just call her? I mean, number one, she looks enough, although she looks about 10 times better than those two skeletons of her older sisters, but and B, she can act the shit out of it.
I was actually, so I told Steph, I go, I'll do you one better. What if they had, and I can't think of their names, but who plays Stephanie and DJ? What if one of them show up in the sitcom as her long lost sister or something like that?
That would be funny.
So
I don't see Candace Cameron making the transition to the MCU though.
She, You know what though? Jodie Sweden, I could see her do something.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind seeing Jodie do a lot of things, actually.
Well, to be fair,
Jodie, you're A-okay in my book. I think that pretty much wraps it up for WandaVision, right?
I think so. I mean,
thoughts?
it's one of those things. We could probably
Yeah.
I could go through episode by episode, probably and nitpick this for probably another 3 or 4 hours.
I just, you know what I like the most
time.
about it? I love that it's the first TV show in a while that's had the water cooler talk aspect to it. Where it's like, who did it? Who's who? What's going on? Like where you sit around with your friends, you know, much like we did, and you actually sit and talk, okay, what's going on here?
Well, and it's the first thing in a long time that I can tell you, okay, we're 5 episodes in of a supposed 9 episode season, although there is rumor we're going to have an episode 10 in there. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going to come next.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I can't tell you with what it's been so far what's going to happen next episode, and it's kind of fresh and it's kind of refreshing.
I think the only thing I can tell you is I think it's going to get dark, almost uncomfortable maybe at times.
Right.
And I'm so looking forward to it.
Right.
So
I agree.
All right, that's going to do it for us tonight, friends. This is 151 The Show. My name is Adam. He is Justin. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show. We are on Podbean, on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and every other channel out there. Please like, follow, and share. And don't forget that YouTube channel as well. If you missed any of that, 151theshow.com or this station's website.com. We can't end without a shameless plug.
Cue the music.
All right, friends, this is the portion of the show where we shamelessly plug something. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a T-shirt, which, by the way, real quick, I got to show off my really cool T-shirt. Since we haven't done shirts of the show in a while. Huh?
Right. I do really like that shirt.
You know who that is?
Yes, I know who that is.
That is the one and only Hayden Fry, former Iowa Hawkeye coach.
And a much better likeness than the statue they put up a couple years ago that looked like Bill Murray's boss in Scrooged.
It really did.
It really, really did.
No, Steph got this shirt for my birthday or Christmas. It was they're both right around the same time, but no.
Yes, they are.
I love this shirt, man, and oh god, Hayden Fry was awesome. By the way, if you didn't know, the show Coach with Craig T. Nelson was loosely based on Hayden Fry.
Some of Craig T. Nelson's finest work.
And the other part of that, when you go and you see the campus, Minnesota State, a lot of it is the University of Iowa.
Very nice.
And the stadium they used were shots of Kinnick, but that's neither here nor there. As we get into the shameless plug tonight, mine is, it's actually one that I actually let out earlier today. So there's a place in Ankeny called, and Ankeny is where I live in Iowa. It's called Ben's Burgers. It is fantastic. I haven't gotten my Ben's Burgers shirt yet, but I talked to the guy, and they're going to be selling for $12, and I am totally going to be buying one. I like that stuff, man. Have you ever ate there before?
Tell me. I have not. Tell me about these burgers.
So you go up and you look at the menu. They have 4 value menus. It's like a cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger, a cheeseburger with bacon, and a double cheeseburger with bacon. And then they have a 3-patty burger called the Big Ben. Nice. And that's pretty much it. They've got milkshakes and stuff like that, but
right. So it's a local joint. Is this the only one?
I believe so. I don't know a ton about the backstory. All I know is the first time we went there was right before the pandemic.
Have you met Ben?
No, I haven't. I think I deserve it.
I think so.
I think so too. But no, that's
hell. If the burgers are good enough, we'll have him on the show.
There you go. If he wants to bring burgers, hey, that's.
Hey, once we get back in live sessions, he can bring some burgers. We'll eat.
Okay.
We'll talk about them.
So I did something kind of crazy when I ate there last night, and I'm not.
Oh, God.
I'm kind of ashamed to say it because you have so many people try to eat healthy, and then here's me.
Did you stick your dick in a burger?
No, I didn't, but. No. So when I got the order, Steph, she just wanted a single cheeseburger and fries, right?
Right.
So I was like, I'm probably going to want one later. And that's whenever I look at going out to eat somewhere, I'm like, I'm probably going to want a snack later. So I always get just a little bit more, So I got two double cheeseburgers and then a Big Ben, which is the 3-patty one, right?
Right.
So I get home, and Steph says something. She goes, well, were you hungry? I go, do you want one of the double cheeseburgers? If you want one, take one. She goes, fine. Yeah, I will. She goes, all right. And I go, all right, I'll eat the single one later on. So I eat the Big Ben, and I eat the double cheese, right? I've had 5 patties. It strikes me in my head, I'm like, it's not often you can go 3, 2, 1 in burgers.
Right.
So I got the single and sat down and ate that one, too.
Jesus. So... This is this man's not only burger related accomplishment. He challenged me a couple years ago when I was out in Illinois to do the trifecta. In like 24 hours, I did 5 Guys, Steak and Shake, and White Castle, all like in a 24-hour period. And I was not right for a week, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you what. But I am excited now that you brought this up to try a Ben's Burger because for me, I'd like to see if it'll make it in my top 3 are Bebop's,
yep,
5 Guys, and a little place on Anna Maria Island in Florida, in Tampa Bay, called Skinny's, which is a place on the beach that was started by a pair of Illinois farmers who went down there and couldn't find a decent burger on the island.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't think the grill's been cleaned probably since the 50s. It's got that, you can taste the crust. It's well seasoned.
There's nothing wrong
sand
with
you attract sand in when you walk in the place, and it's amazing. It is just a 5 Guys Bebop's level burger right there on the beach. So if you can round out my 4th, Ben, I'll buy 2 t-shirts.
There you go. All right, friends, that's going to do it for us tonight. Have a great rest of the night. Stay warm. Don't drive bad in the snow, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.